Hi everyone, Jordan Long here, or Jordan Mulan Long here, and today I want to talk about, you know, how I have a lot of folks who like what I do. You know, need be I don't have, it's not the whole world, that's true, but I do got folks who do like what I do. It's not for everyone, but for those who like my work, it happens to be truly cool. Well, Jordan, I like how you make your films, how how you're bold and fearless enough to come on and do all this. Well, thank you, King Kong. For saying that. A lot of folks out there, you're right, there are a lot of folks out there who either shy or not bold or fearless enough to do what I do. Yeah, you got that right, Jordan. A lot of folks out there either guilt or shame anyone who does this, you know, or they're just not bold or fearless enough to do it. Well, I've always been bold and fearless to do things like this, you know. No need what someone believes or thinks or says, you know. Some it's true, King Kong. Some folks aren't bold or fearless enough to do things like this. And that's alright. Not everyone has that same strength. Everyone has their strengths and weaknesses, and it might not be their strength, might be their weakness, but they might have a strength somewhere else. I always like is how you never skim out your work. You know, you make it the way it is. It's lifelike because if something happens, it happens in true time, or at least in true time the film was being made. Yeah, you're right. I don't skim out my work. I don't shift how bright or how dark it is. I don't cut anything out. You know, hell, you really can't do that very well anyway on any of the film skimming tools that are on your Y speaker, or on your Reckoner, or whatever. Even the Euro one is kind of shitty in some ways. So yeah, I don't do that, and I always like that. And I know there's going to be folks out there that they don't like that kind of thing, and they think that you should do that. Folks that like bullshit you, Jordan, and say, well, you get more folks to watch your films if you put a beginning sheet or an end sheet, or made it more brighter and more darker, or cut out this or put this in. Yeah, and then it takes a lot of time, and then it's not really truly that good anyway. Another thing I like is over the years. What's that, King Kong? Over the years, that even though a lot of things shift, like the house shift, the rooms you film shifted from, filming from your web shooter and your Reckoner, sometimes filming from your web shooter from your Y speaker, but you haven't shifted in all those years. Well, yeah, that's true. And yeah, need be you don't have the whole world watching your films, but you do got some folks watching your films. You know, and you didn't get all those 100 and so followers of your fairway and those 10 years, soon to be 11 years, by following yourself. You didn't do anything like that. No, I did not. You know that? And I'm just happy that, I like your work. There's something about your work I like, and how you're bold and fearless enough to come on here and do this when some folks out there might not be bold or fearless, or might even be shy when it comes to doing this kind of thing. Well, there are, yeah, well, thank you, King Kong, for saying that. Because, yes, there are a lot of folks in this world, once again, who are not bold or fearless to do this, and a lot of them are shy, too. Anyway, It is what it is, you know. I like your work. Well, thank you, King Kong. So anyway, now we're just, well, it's me with King Kong talking about how he likes my work and everything, and that's good to know. Alright, everyone, I'll see you later. If you want to watch the film that I made yesterday, you can. You can watch it over here when I talk about why I'll never be a Euro for a business friend or business helper or whatever you want to call it. You know, and I'll see you all later.